Hello and welcome to another edition of Paranormal Activity and Mysterious Stories. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. This one is actually kind of old, but it's still very interesting. It's NASA captured Earth-sized UFO refueling from the sun's plasma. Now, this is something that isn't a one-off. This is something that, there's more than one video of something like this happening. If you watch the opening of my video, you see this object here, but this is actually something different. But so we'll take a look at that. And also a video that was, just captured recently on September 20th of some lights in the sky. And let's see, and this is a old In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy, and it talks about UFO cover-ups. So just think about that. They've been talking about UFO cover-ups since 1973. But I just want to point out something that this guy here says in this video. And we also have a supposed two-headed boy born in Myanmar. This is a photo. I don't know if that's real. Here, this is photo of some strange UFO from Reddit, and another old video. What some people say this is like the Russian Roswell, but it's a film of a supposed UFO crash that the Russians found. And then the last video is I don't know what language. I'm not too sure of this. This may be Portuguese, but it's a video that shows some jets chasing a black triangle UFO. And I actually think, these triangle UFOs may be U.S. military. But anyways, let's get to this first one here. In 2016, an image taken from the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory puzzled observers. In the frame, there is a certain white object from which a thin trace stretches toward the sun. The object either takes off, leaving a plume, hovers near our star, sucking plasma from it, or is about to penetrate inside. The mysterious phenomenon was noticed by a YouTube user, StreetCap1. The Soho Observatory, which has been operating in space since 1996, took several consecutive images that day, capturing the sun as it rotates around its axis. UFOs are visible in only one image. However, it is possible to conclude that the phenomenon was rather transient. It is possible that the sucked object simply disappeared behind the star, turning at the same time with it. The nature of the white object can still be reasonably explained. It is possible that a star got into the frame. SOHO is an observatory of a joint project of the European and American space agencies, whatever. So let's take a look at this video here. Yeah, did you see that? Boom, right there. What is that thing? And I'm not too sure if StreetCap is still around, but he's got a ton of these videos. So this isn't, something that's a one-off. And he's actually capturing, objects that are 10 times the size of this, which means, that someone out there is piloting ships that are bigger than planet Earth. Anyways, that's that for the, essentially it's just the same thing in the video. Let's see what it says here. One of the pictures from 2012 showed that a dark object of the Earth size was attached to the sun, it stretched out like a thick hose, like if something is sucking from our star. Oh, that's this thing here they're talking about. Yeah, this thing here is whatever this is. It chooses. Let's say you see this red part. That would be planet Earth. That little red thing is about the size of planet Earth. But anyways, I'll leave a link if you want to take a look at that. Let's see. Let's take a look at this other video here. Let's just get right to where it, and let's go full screen here.
What is this? What if that was a bomb? Like, you got like 5 minutes to live. Awesome.
You know, what I find interesting here is like, we think these are likely to be flares. I don't, no, people have seen flares. Flares have smoke. Flares also generally have a parachute, so they don't, fall so fast. So the fact that there is no smoke and there is no parachute, again, I don't understand why. I've been guilty of this myself, but the mental gymnastics that must be performed in order to convince yourself that these are flares. There's nothing about these that says flares. But essentially this is all the same thing. These guys just start
What if that was a bomb?
Cursing a lot and asking like, hey, what if that is a bomb? I don't know. So anyways, so now this thing here, this is an old episode from In Search Of. Now this In Search Of was, I think, in 1973. But I just want you to pay attention to what this guy says.
Since its termination in 1969, Blue Book has been alternately praised and damned.
Well, the Air Force position is that we investigated UFOs for 22 years, over 12,000 sightings.
Colonel Don Burgrave, U.S. Air Force.
About 95% of all the UFOs were explainable. They were weather phenomenon, they were balloons, they were airplanes, they were lightning. And we concluded as a result of our investigations, which was carried out very scientifically, that one, there was no threat to the security of the United States, and there was no evidence that we could ever locate that an extraterrestrial vehicle had landed here.
Now, think about what he said there. They had been studying these things for over 20 years. Okay, so if this wasn't real, there wouldn't be 20 years worth of data to study. Now, 95% of them could be explained, but the 5% that couldn't, he said that they determined, he didn't say they determined that they weren't real. He said they determined they were not a threat. They were not a threat. So they're real, but they're not a threat, which again, I think is a lie, because we know that, they were shutting down our nuclear sites. And there's also some speculation that all of the crafts that were, or all the aircrafts in the 1950s, I think the late 1950s that were going down, a bunch of passenger planes were being, exploding out of the sky. And it was because we were shooting their things down. So they were taking out our passenger planes until we stopped shooting at their UFOs. But anyways, another thing he says is that we've determined that they're not extraterrestrial, which is what I'm saying, that they're not from space, that they are from this planet, that 5% of the unexplainable objects that they've spent over 20 years studying aren't extraterrestrial. I think he's right. He's telling the truth there. But he's not giving us the whole truth. He's not acknowledging that they are terrestrial. So anyways, but this is an entire episode, it gets 21 minutes. And it just basically talks about how, the government is covering this up. And, So this disclosure is not something new. It's not something that happened when, Stephen Greer held his disclosure project in 2012, I think it was. Disclosure's been happening for a long time, but it's been controlled. So let's see. Let's go to this other one here. Yeah, now this one doesn't have to do with UFOs, but it's definitely strange. A boy with two heads and one body was born at Takon Hospital in the capital of Nine Ping Ta, and the hospital chief said on Thursday the boy was born late Wednesday and was immediately transferred to the 500-bed children's hospital in Otharathiri Township for special care the next day, according to Turn, superintendent of Takoni Hospital. Now, this is all, I don't know, does that baby look real to you? Does that thing look alive? There's not really much. It said, this is the first time for me to see a two-headed baby, Turn said. Yeah, a two-headed baby. Well, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read this. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Let's check this out. This guy captured something kind of strange. Let's see what's going on here. This is no audio. Look at it. It's got the kind of a jagged edge. And I think it went on its side. And then, you know what? This video stops. I'm going to have some issues with this video, but I will leave a link to this video in the description. You want to take a look at that? And let's see. Let's go to this. Okay, now this one here. This is a supposed, this is an edited version, because there's a couple different cameras taking this. Let's see if this is going to play. Am I going to have some?
The focal point of this scene is and indeed appears to be a disc embedded in the ground. Here we see soldiers exiting the tunnel, led by a captain. The troops are met by another officer, this one major, and then they join other soldiers and officers already at the scene. This footage is one of 4 reels of film acquired during our investigation.
Explore it.
This film footage certainly seems to depict interest by Russian military personnel in the object.
I want you to notice, look how deep that object has buried itself into the earth. And people who haven't seen this video, this video has been vetted already. You can't fool the internet. You know what I mean? If this video was fake, it would have been identified as fake. But enough people have studied the uniforms that these guys are wearing, and no one can find any movie that used this footage. So it's been pretty much determined that this is valid. But if you don't want to believe it, or you want to do your own research, please be my guest.
With the scene sticking out of the ground. Soldiers, officers, and civilian-clothed agents are deployed around the site, and they appear to be both guarding and examining the object. This is what we found on one of the 4 reels of film obtained in Russia. After viewing the footage, we were able to determine that it was most likely shot with 2 separate cameras. One apparently a handheld camera, which starts out on the approaching truck, and a second one seen here on a tripod. As the soldiers march past, you can see the cameraman turn to follow the troops. Here we cut to the other angle, the point of view from the tripod camera. And here you see the handheld camera as the truck pulls up.
But anyways, that's just it's a pretty interesting video that shows this crashed UFO that the Russians caught. And and then here we get into an autopsy. But now, this part here is where I definitely believe the beginning is real, but this autopsy part, here, I'm gonna play this.
Biological research scientists.
Let me go widescreen on this.
In Russia, they are
Yeah,
seen
here's what, I mean, right off the bat, this is what I find very strange. Let me turn this down here. What I find very strange about this video is none of these guys are wearing masks. You know, if this is an alien body, you know, they've never, you know, they don't know, because like I've read stories of American scientists who had found a body of an alien, and when they went to dissect it, you know, something happened and people died. So our American scientists know that, you know, you have to protect yourself. You can't just be performing autopsies without proper protective gear. So I find that very, very strange. But essentially, you know, they're here. That's, you know, you see these guys supposedly dissecting an apparent alien. But like I said, I'm not too sure about this video. Look at it. And another thing, you know, I don't know if it's the interpretation is wrong, but these guys just don't sound. They don't talk like medical doctors. They actually sound more like actors who are pretending to be medical doctors. But again, you know, that could be, the translations could be wrong. But anyways, so now here's the last one. They said, oh, this is a, you know, a bonus, secret bonus. This footage here, I am pretty positive is fake. And I say that because I have seen a website that showed the making of this video. So yeah, but again, I'm not gonna, you know, take that to my grave or anything like that. But yeah, I honestly believe that there was a website that showed the producers and, you know, the producers and the special effects people and how they made this video. But anyways, that's going to be it for that. I don't want to get any copyright violations. So let's see. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. So the last one here is, yeah, this one. Like I said, I think this is Portuguese. And this is a pretty quick video. Let me just get to the... Okay, let's watch this here. Let me go widescreen. Yeah, no, this video is really quick, so... Look at that. This definitely looks real. Look at that. Let's watch that one more time. Yeah, that's probably the TR-3B. That's one of ours. I mean, you know, you can look up. We have the there's a patent for it, the TR-3B, the Aurora. But okay, that's going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And again, you know, I want to say it again. I'm making more and more of these videos because people have not stopped seeing these things, and I do not believe that all of these UFOs that people are seeing on a daily basis are necessarily coming from other planets and other galaxies. For sure, some of them are, but I think the reason why we see so many of them, and especially, you know, a lot of UFOs over water or coming in and out of water or actually in bodies of water is because that's where their bases are. You know, there's 95% of the ocean, which is most of the planet, that we do not know what's happening out there. So it's not too much of a stretch to believe that, you know, an advanced alien race could have be living out there, existing out there, and we know nothing about it. I'm sure, you know, some people within government do know about it, and it's their job to make sure we don't know about it. But I don't think it can be kept a secret anymore. You know, I've realized that we've been brainwashed to believe that these UFOs are quote unquote visiting. They're not visiting. They're our neighbors. But anyways, that's it. Subscribe, share, and I'll be back with more videos. Take care.